Rich sun-drenched soils, ideal altitude, winds, and abundant rain, as well as more than 200 years of sugarcane know-how, together with the legacy of the traditional craft of distilling and aging, make it possible that in one place, the Hacienda Santa Teresa, we may experience the magic of Rum de Venezuela. The process begins when we harvest the sweetest sugarcane that we've been growing in the Hacienda Santa Teresa for more than 200 years. At harvest time, sugarcane is crushed to obtain thick, sweet molasses. The sugar in the molasses is fermented by adding yeast. The fermentation process can be continuous or by batch. At Santa Teresa, we combine both methods to obtain a handcrafted spirit, which gives our rums their unique quality. The product of this process is fermented must, made up of alcohol, non-fermentable solids, and water. Once the fermentation process is completed, the distillation of the fermented must begins in order to obtain the light alcohol which is the base of the Santa Teresa rums. After evaporation and condensation processes used to separate ethyl alcohol and non-fermentable solids, as well as other non-desired alcohols, we finally obtain the alcohol. Like fermentation, distillation can be continuous or by batch, also known as pot still. Through the batch method, we produce the special handcrafted spirit that we use to blend our ultra-premium rums. A more neutral alcohol is obtained from the 4 continuous distillation columns. There we combine hydroselective distillation and rectification. Through hydroselective distillation, the aguardiente is diluted with water to facilitate the extraction of undesirable congenerics. The rectification is a final distillation through which alcohol is concentrated to a maximum of 95%. From the first distillation column, we obtain a singular heavy alcohol with a high level of desired congenerics that, once aged, is the hallmark of the Santa Teresa brands. Rums elaborated through this modern distillation process are lighter than rums from the Caribbean islands. This lightness not only means the highest quality, but is also a unique attribute that distinguishes Rum Santa Teresa from any other rum. Once the distillation process is completed, alcohols are diluted with water of the highest purity from our own springs. The alcohol is then stored in oak barrels in our aging cellars. This is the beginning of an aging process that by Venezuelan law will last at least 2 years. Contact between wood and alcohol provides tones and tastes, balance as well as ripeness. These 2 processes combine to give Santa Teresa's rum the distinctive quality reminiscent of fine cognac. The loss during evaporation is what we call the tax of the angels. In Santa Teresa, we have a variety of aged rums, ranging from 10-year-old añejos to fabulous blends aged over 20 years. We also treasure rums aged more than 80 years, some of which are carefully used in our most exclusive lines. Young and light rums are blended with more mature heavy rums to satisfy the most refined palates. These blends are filtered, cooled, and rested before final bottling. This is the elaborate process used to produce Santa Teresa rums, the flagship of Rum de Venezuela around the world.